Hare Krishna, a warm welcome to all of you. We are about to start our session now. Currently, with the COVID and the changed lifestyle, people are working from home, and also even the exercise are being done indoors. Not many people are going to the gyms. So there is a lot of restriction and all this kind of activities, and people are developing a lot of lifestyle issues. So today we have Dr. Suman Alok Sheth with us. She is a consultant physiotherapist and she has been associated with Bhaktivedanta Hospital. Before that, she was associated with Tunga Hospital. Now I would welcome Dr. Suman Alok Sheth and request her to start the session. Dr. Suman, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Hare Krishna. I am Dr. Suman Seth, consultant physiotherapist with Bhaktivedanta Hospital for last 3 years. I am here to take a session basically for the people who have been facing problems related to their body musculoskeletal is what we say, because they work on the computer for more than 8 hours, sometimes more than 10 hours as well. And we are at the same place, same setup. In an office, it is different because you have the particular chair, you have the desk, you have the laptop or the computer at that level. It is designed to work in that environment. But at home, it is not like that. So it is very difficult for the person to adjust himself and work in that environment for so many hours at a stretch. So that has led to a lot of musculoskeletal issues, a lot of pain in the neck, in the back, and in other areas. And people who were actually having pain have come to us with increased pain. And because of the pandemic, they don't want to visit the hospital just to avoid the risk of getting infected. So I'm here to just give you a brief overview of what we can help you with and how you can avoid those problems and work efficiently while you're at your home. So we'll start with the presentation. I will ask the team to just put the PPT. So my topic is role of physiotherapy in preventing musculoskeletal problems in people working from home. Next slide, please. Yes, so this is the overview. With millions of people working from home during coronavirus pandemic, we, the physiotherapy team of Bhaktivedanta Hospital, are here to explain what employees should watch out for and how employers can provide better support and increase efficiency. It has been noted that even before the coronavirus lockdown, more than 8 million people were working from home at least once a day, one day a week, like once a week. However, the coronavirus outbreak and the subsequent government advice that people should work from home has seen that number increase significantly. So there are almost all of them, like 70% of the IT, they are all working from home. As a result, it has also given rise to increase in the number of people suffering from different musculoskeletal and postural problems. And therefore, we are here to address you with the ergonomics, that's the term, and basic preventive measures to avoid musculoskeletal and postural problems related to long working hours in front of the laptops or desktops in their home setup. Thank you. Next slide, please. So that's the term I had said. Now, what does it mean? Ergonomics is the science that is concerned with refining the products that people use. That those products will be your chair, the desk, the computer, and everything that we use around us to work in the office environment. And by ergonomics, we mean that we refine, as in we modify them so that you can use it efficiently and it can help you without causing any undue stress on the body or the mind. So I'll repeat it again. Ergonomics is the science concerned with refining the products that people use and the environment in which they work, so that the products and the people, they interact safely and efficiently. Thank you. Next slide, please. Reasons to ergonomically optimize your workspace. Now, what are the reasons that we need to ergonomically, define those products? There are main three things that we have noticed. First is incorrect posture. Nobody can sit in the same place in the same manner in the same way, because the body, human body is not designed so. There are certain muscles which take care of the spine, that is, which take care of your posture. But if it is more than 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, it unduly causes those muscles to go fatigued. So you will adjust in the chair, you will slouch, or you will shift your weight on one hip or on the other hip. So all that happens. So that is one thing, incorrect posture. Then the stress, because your mind is continuously running behind the work that you're doing in the computer. So that stress is already there, and you are not thinking about how you are sitting or how you are watching the computer. Many of them, they draw their neck too forward, as if that is going to help them visualize the thing on the computer more. But that's not so. Your eyes will see as much as your eyes are efficient. Bringing your neck forward will not help. So that is unduly causing pressure on the neck. So you're not mindful of your body when you are working actually. So that is the second thing we've noticed. And lack of physical activities. Obviously, we are all at home. Nobody is going out. So your activity is limited to doing the housework and your work, office work. So there's no exercise the body is getting. So as it is, the body is now into a state of lethargy. Plus, all these stress is causing it to injure. It damages the structures. Next slide, please. Why do we need ergonomics? Yes, we need ergonomics to protect our workers from all that stress, from all that injuries, to improve their performance and productivities, to reduce the accidents, injuries, to reduce ill health. And obviously, because you're not well, you won't be efficient and you won't be working that day. So that's a loss of work on that day. So to avoid absenteeism. Next slide, please. Now, these are the most common issues faced by the office employees. This is just the very common ones that I am going to tell you, that we have noticed in our patients, those who come to us. There may be many more in many variations, but these are the most common. So I'm just going to go through it. The first is your musculoskeletal injuries, your neck pain, back pain, shoulder is paining. So this is related to the posture, the spine itself. Then comes headaches, because you're working on the computer for so many hours, stressing your eyes, stressing your neck. So these headaches, we generally term them as cervicogenic headaches, because it is not in the brain. It is coming because of the posture of the neck. That is why we call it cervicogenic. So it is generating from the neck muscles. Also, because of the continuous use of the hand, we have noticed many people complaining of tingling in their hands, numbness in their hands, tiredness in their hands. So those are the common problems. So they look like nerve injuries to us, like carpal tunnel syndromes, etc., etc. There are many more such problems, but these are the common ones that we see. Next slide, please. Yes, so now we've gone through the common problems. So now we're coming back to the solutions. Now this should be the ideal sitting posture. And the work setup should be like this, ideally. So you will be sitting in a chair upright with the proper back support. Generally, our back has a curve, a C-shaped curve, if you can see in the figure. So that curve has to be accommodated. If the chair is a flat back chair, you put a pillow above your hips, so that curve is maintained. Plus your hips should be angled at 90 degrees. If you can see it in the figure, it's between 90 to 120 degrees. So more or less at right angles. Then your knee. Now many people, they sit with their knees too far out from the chair. That's not the right way to sit. Your thighs should be properly accommodated on the seat of the chair. Just a little bit out. The knee has to be just a little bit out from the chair. Plus your foot has to be properly rested on the floor. And if you find the floor too down and your legs are too up, you may keep a footstool or a small pillow under your foot so that your foot is supported. Then we come to the spine. Again, the neck has to be straight. So you are looking straight at the computer. Your monitor has to be at the eye level. So you should not bend your neck too much. Plus, your monitor has to be at an arm's length away. Not too far, not too close. And when you're working, your elbow will be bent. So that the area from the elbow to the wrist, that's your forearm, has to be rested on the table. So that you are not bending or slouching from the shoulders. If you have enough forearms support, you will not slouch from the shoulder muscles and your upper back. So the upper back remains straight. And what I've seen mostly in the patients who come to us, who work with computers like for long hours, they all have slouched shoulders, slouched back and hanging shoulders, like the shoulders are dropping down, both the sides. And there's a hunch that develops slowly, slowly, and it increases. So that will be avoided if your forearm is supported on the table and you're sitting properly in a proper chair. Also, you will use a chair which is adjustable according to the height. So if you are short, you may put it up. If you are long enough, you can put it down. So the chair also needs to be adjustable. So this is it. This is the ideal posture, like how you will be sitting on the computer. Next slide, please. Now we've heard about the correct posture. Also about the correct arrangement of the work desk. Like if you can see in the first picture, she's a receptionist, I guess. She's taking a call. And if it's a phone like this, she will only be bending her neck throughout the day. So that's not an ideal setup for her. An ideal setup would be to use headphones so that she could just press a button, take the call, and guide the person. So that's the kind of changes we need to bring in while you are working on the computer, or when you're working only in one place. You don't have to shift anywhere. So these small changes make a lot of difference when you're working. Next slide, please. Yes, now we've heard the arrangement of the desk, the ideal posture and everything. Now what to do when you are in the
Neck
office?
rotations.
These are exercises, general exercises, which we ask every person who is working on the computer for long to do. The first exercise will be neck rotations. So what you will do is, as the figure suggests, you will sit straight, let the chin be down towards the chest, and you will slowly start rolling your head towards one shoulder, rolling as in full rotation, so till you reach the other side of the shoulder. You will do it for both the sides 5 times. So this is the first exercise, very simple, very effective. Next slide, please. Chin tucks. Now I will tell you why chin tucks are required. Chin tucks are required because when you sit on the computer and you are not mindful of what you are sitting at, you will simply be into your work and you just tend to look into the computer more. And that will only happen by not moving the body. The neck will come forward. And as you can see in the first figure, his chin is too much out. This is most common problem that we have come across in all our patients, and this develops stiffness in the muscles which are on the back of the neck, and that's the main cause of headaches that come. So what we do is, first, this is a corrective exercise actually. So we correct the patient, let the chin be behind, and this has to be repeated. So we call this exercise a chin tucks. So what you do in this is, you sit on a chair with your back straight and you will move your chin in as if to create a double chin. Your chin will be in the same plane, like you will not bend your chin and do that. You will just simply take your chin backwards. Hold for a count of 5 and repeat it 10 times. There are different ways of doing this. You can put your hand behind the head and try to press the back of the head on the hand. That also causes the same effect. So this is that exercise, chin tucks. Next, please. Shoulder rotations, yes. Very important because everybody will be slouching down. Your shoulders will be drooping down. So this is also again a corrective exercise. You push the shoulders behind and rotate them to relax all of these muscles, which become very, very tight. So how to do it? Stand tall, or you may be seated in a chair, knees relaxed. You let your hands be on the side of the body. Lift the bent at the elbow. So your elbows are bent, resting on the thighs. You lift the elbows and then rotate your shoulders. Start moving the elbow and the shoulder in clockwise and anti-clockwise. And try to make bigger circles, not like smaller one, bigger, so that the entire shoulder blade and the shoulder complex, it moves and gives you some relaxation. You may do it 10 times in each direction. Next slide, please. Yes, very important again, because as I said, the shoulders start to droop. So we need to put it back. So you will sit, this is called a shoulder blade squeeze. If you can see it in the figure, you can visualize the shoulder blades. You will have to actually do nothing but bring the shoulder blades together in between, in the center of the spine. And you will do that by sitting on a chair with your back straight. Again, try to squeeze your shoulder blades down and together, like bring them together towards each other. Also push them downwards. You are not shrugging your shoulders. Shrugging is lifting the shoulders up. That's not the right way to do it. Your shoulders are just relaxed and you're pushing them back and towards each other. This also you will repeat. Maybe you can hold for a count of 10 to 15 seconds and then relax. Do it 8 to 10 times. That should be good enough. Next slide, please. The previous one. Yes, these are called desk push-ups. It is basically to exercise the muscles which hold the shoulder blade and the shoulder joint. The shoulder itself. You will stand against the wall at an arm's length. Place your arms out in the front of you with elbows straight. So the elbows will be at shoulder level and you will be facing the wall. Bend your elbows slowly to bring your chest closer to the wall, with your feet there only, where you're standing, planted on the ground, and then go back. Same, like push-ups, but against the wall. You can repeat it 10 times. Sometimes this increases pain. So you will have to be the judge at that time. Whatever feels easier for you, you will do those exercises. Whatever is causing pain, you will repeat it to a physiotherapist. Next slide, please. Trunk stretch or twist. It is basically to stretch the entire trunk. You will sit maybe in a chair or you can stand. You will reach both arms to one side of the body. So both the hands on one side of the body, and as you do that, your trunk will, like your upper back will turn. Don't move the lower back. The lower back will remain there only. Like your pelvis and the hips will be on the chair. Only the upper body is turning to one side, and you will do so till you feel a stretch across your midsection. You will maintain the stretch for a count of 10, and then come back. Do it each side for 3 to 5 times. Thank you. Next slide, please. Back stretch, again very important. Backache is most common in people who work on the chair for long hours. These are all exercises which you can do in the office itself and while you're working. So what you do is sit on the chair with thighs fully supported, feet fully supported on the ground. You will bend forward as much as you can till you feel a stretch in your lower back. The movement is as if you're trying to touch the floor or you're trying to touch your toes. Again, every stretch has to be held for some time. So you hold for a count of 10, maybe repeat it 3 to 5 times. Thank you. Next slide. Now this is also very important. Some people have pain in their hip and the groin region. So this is to stretch those muscles. You will sit on the chair again. So one leg is bent, the other foot goes on that opposite knee. So if we start with the stretching of the right hip, then you put the right foot on the left knee. So it is always opposite. Like how we sit in Padmasana. Same way. And you will cross the foot on the left knee. So the left knee is down and the right foot is up. So what happens? The knee is still up. How will we stretch? We'll push the knee down there as much as you can till you feel a stretch in the buttocks and in the groin region. Hold for a count of 10, release it. Do it again. Hold for a count of 10, relax. Okay. To enhance the stretch, what you can also do is you can bend from the spine and then do it again. So you're bending as well as you're putting the knee down on that side to feel the stretch more. Okay. You will repeat 3 times on both the sides. Thank you. Next slide. Hamstring stretch. We've all heard about the hamstrings muscles. Everybody only knows what is the hamstring muscles. They don't know how to get it corrected. Hamstring is the muscle which allows us to sit, to stand, to walk. And that is the muscle which gets tightened the most. And it will only happen if we unduly put stress on that muscle. That will be why excessively standing in the same place or can be excessively walking for more time. How to stretch the hamstring muscle? It is a full stretch that you will feel along the entire length of the leg. That is how you stretch your hamstrings. You should feel the stretch throughout the leg. So how you will do that? You will put a small stool in front of you. You put your leg on that. And knee should be very, very tight. You will tighten the knee. Try and bend forward towards that foot. Plus, what you can also do is draw the toes towards you to feel the maximum stretch. I will repeat it again as this is shown in the slide. You will stand near a chair with feet shoulder width apart. So both the legs are apart. One leg will go on the chair. Keep both the knees straight. The ones which you are standing on plus the one which is on the chair. So knee should be tight. You will bend forward slowly till you feel a stretch in the back of the thigh. Maybe to enhance the stretch, you will draw the toes towards you. You will hold for a count of 10 and you will repeat it on both the sides for 3 to 5 times. Thank you. Next slide, please. This is the inner thigh stretch. The people who feel a pain on the groin area and all that. Same, stand with feet 8 inches apart. So the feet will be quite apart. You will lean on one side until you feel a stretch on the inner thigh muscles. So in the figure, she's bending one leg and one leg is straight. So we're trying to stretch the leg which is straight. So the muscles on the one on the leg which is straight, there is where we're feeling the stretch. See, she's moved her entire body weight on the leg which is bent. You may also place your hands on the thigh or the bent knee for stability. Hold for a count of 10 and repeat it 3 to 5 times. Next slide, please. Leg raises. Very simple, very easy, very effective as well. You will be sitting erect on the chair with thighs comfortably resting on the chair, knees out. Slowly you will lift the right leg as far as you can without bending from the back. Now this is very important. Some people, they raise their leg, but along with the leg, the back also goes behind. So that's not the correct way to stretch the leg. That's not the correct exercise. Your back has to be straight and forward a bit maybe, and then you will lift the leg from down, up. Here also maybe you can hold it for 10 counts and put it down, or else you can just rhythmically move it up and down. Both the sides, 10 times. Thank you. Next slide. Calf raises. You will stand near the table, feet shoulder width apart. You can hold the chair or the table for stability only, and gently lift your toes up. You will feel a stretch in the calf muscles. That's the muscles behind, just above the ankles. Those are our calf muscles. You should feel a stretch there. You will feel a stretch when you come down, not when you go up. When you go up, that's the movement of that muscle. But when you come down is when the muscle is lengthening, like when the muscle is stretching. So you will hold for 10 counts again and then come back. Do it for 10 times with both the feet. Thank you. Next slide. Seated mache. You will sit erect on a chair with thighs resting comfortably, knees pointing forward. Foot will be supported on the ground. Slowly you will lift one thigh up and set it down as if you're marching. So one leg up, down, then the other leg up, down. Alternatively 10 times on both the sides. Next slide. Yes, now we've seen all the physical activity. It is very important that you give some visual rest. Because of the continuously viewing of the computer, the eyes also need rest. So maybe you take a break. While sitting only on your desktop, you will place your elbows, lean forward, cup your palms over your eyes. Then cover your eyes, slowly inhale through the nose, hold your breath for 4 seconds and relax. And you can also do deep breathing exercises for 15 to 30 seconds. So you breathe in deeply, hold for 4 seconds or so, and exhale and relax. Do it again, hold for 4 seconds and relax. This you will do maybe for 5 to 10 times, so that should be good enough. Next slide, please. Core strengthening, very important. Because of our continuously sitting in the same place, our core doesn't get exercise. Core is basically muscles that support the spine. When you're sitting, when you're walking, or when you're doing any activity with your hands on the legs, the core muscles are the muscles that give you that strength to perform different activities while they control the spine. So those muscles, they generally are not active when you're simply sitting. And because you're sitting in the same place for more than 8 to 10 hours, they tend to become weak. They tend to become fatigued or lethargic, maybe. Not fatigued exactly, lethargic. So those muscles, they need exercise. You necessarily need not do planks and all those tough exercises. There are much simpler exercises that we can teach you in our hospital. But yes, if you are good and fit enough, you can go for planks and other exercises for core strengthening. Thank you. Next slide. Aerobic exercises is a must because it gives you exercise for the entire body, for your blood circulation, for your mental health, and it exercises every part of your body, and the blood flow to every part of the body increases quite significantly, and that is what is required. So a regular aerobic exercise is very must for everybody, whoever is working and whoever wants to lead a healthy life. Basically, the benefits of doing aerobic exercises is given on the right side. If you can see, I'm just going to go through the points that are written here. Why we need it? Because it improves stamina, it reduces stress, reduces risk of heart disease, reduces risk for stroke, helps in reducing high blood pressure, helps in reducing bad cholesterol. And aerobics includes, like, in simpler terms, aerobics is any exercise that increases the blood circulation. So it can be walking, jumping, running, or it can be skipping, things like that. Okay. Next slide, please. How to reduce the stress? Stress is very common. People have to reach their deadlines. They want to give their presentation then and there. They want to arrange for things, type this, type that, send this file. So the stress is always there. And we need to overcome the stress in order to lead a better life. In order to be efficient, you need to take off that stress. Do breathing exercises. Simple deep breathing exercises will also do. You just inhale, see to it that the chest is inflated with the air, and exhale. So that is a simple deep breathing exercise that the lady is doing on the left side. If you can see, she's put her hands around the chest wall. She's breathing in, feeling the chest wall expand, and then exhaling. Then there is yoga. We have breathing techniques, very good breathing techniques in yoga, like pranayama, because it helps you to make you feel good from within. And when you're feeling good from within, you will obviously be more efficient. Okay, so stress has to be reduced. You need to do some breathing exercises as well. Next slide, please. Yes, as a physical exercise, you will take the stairs. Burn calories, not electricity. So wherever feasible, you will use your own muscular effort. So don't take the easy way out, take the hard way out, and I mean the physical one. Thank you. Next slide. Yes, all the short exercises and the steps are all in common for the musculoskeletal problems faced by many people working on their laptops and desktops for long hours. However, it is strongly suggested that any person having persistent problem not resolving with these common measures must consult a qualified physiotherapist for further assessment and treatment, since every exercise shown may not be suitable for every person. So please do visit a physiotherapist if you have been having some problems which has been there and there. Do not ignore till it becomes unbearable. Next slide, please. Yes, we could just have an interactive session. If anybody has any questions to ask. You all can unmute yourself if anybody wants to ask anything.
There is one person who has attended this session, and that's Dr. Nilima Bore. So
Yes.
she has said it's an excellent session, and she has requested to share the PPT. So I think, yeah.
Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that with her.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
Can I ask?
Yes, please ask.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please ask.
Okay. My question is, since I'm tall, I always have to bend. So I have a pain in my neck and the back muscles, especially below the scapula, this region. So what can be, even the chair doesn't suffice that.
Okay. Now, because you're tall, there is a tendency always to lean forward. I don't know. This is very common with everybody who is quite heighted. You need some stretching for the back muscles. You need some stretching for the muscles of the shoulder blade and some strengthening exercises so that your shoulder blades remain in. It will not happen in 2-3 days. It will take some time. You need a physiotherapist. You need to go to a physiotherapist. They will show you, they will assess you, and then they will guide you how to go about it. Okay. Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Sunil here.
Yes.
I got one question. When I start doing a workout, I get more pain. So should I rest first for some time, let the pain go and start doing workout, or can I continue working out?
See, if you have been doing that routine all through this time, like it's been a time that you're doing the same routine, then it should not cause any problems, because if the same movement is repeated, the body gets conditioned to that movement. If anything is excess, then yes, it will cause a problem. But if it is the same routine that you have been following, there should be no problem. But since you have been having pain, I will suggest you wait for some days and then you start again. Maybe it's a simpler routine, less effort.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
Any more questions? Audience, do you all have any more questions? Yeah, now for the audience, we have an announcement for our audience. Hospital has announced a free physiotherapy consultation, which is valid from the 8th of September to 12th of September. So we would request all our attendees here to spread a word, and so that people can take an advantage of this offer. And also, it's not only restricted to free consultation, but we are also offering 10% discount for first 2 sessions. So I would request our attendees to kindly make a note of this. And we have also mentioned the number. I will repeat the number. You all can note down the number. So if there are any, you all can contact on 73910 40162. I repeat the number. You all can send a SMS or a WhatsApp, or you all can call up on this number. The number is 73910 40162. I hope everybody has noted this number to take the benefit of our discount offer. Any more questions, or do we close the session? And we are also sharing the feedback forms. I request all our attendees to kindly fill up the feedback form and share your opinion on this session. Yes, I would like to add here, Dr. Suman Shetty, you have conducted a wonderful session. All will be truly benefiting from this. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Suman.
Clarified some doubts people used to have. And we have given them
No, I don't see any. I don't see any questions in the chat box.
Okay, thank you so much.
If anybody has any doubts or questions, they can also send us their questions on the same number which we have shared. That is 73910 Okay, everybody can note down that number, and they can ask us if any questions are there, and we will try to just revert them with whatever the answer to that will be. Thank you very much.
So thank you, audience, and thank you, Dr. Sumanjit. Thank you once again on behalf of Bhaktivedanta Hospital. I'm sure we will have more requests for this kind of sessions. Thank you. We end the session.